So, ladies and gentlemen, Joey Swoll has returned after a couple-day hiatus, and he delivered a message saying, I am not going away. I am going to continue making the videos that I'm making. And, of course, people are roasting him in the comments. Now, Joey, I can help you, baby. I can help you. All you have to do, listen to me. Listen to me. All you have to do is start your next video dressed as Hulk Hogan. I'm telling you, if you did that, there would be so many people that would be like, that's hilarious and that is ballsy. If you did that, you would earn so much respect from the people that have been criticizing you and are continuing to criticize you because, Joey, people wanted to like you. I mean, you do make great content. In fact, in my first video talking about it, I made it abundantly clear. I enjoy your content. You are a net good. But unfortunately, in these situations, when you proved that you can be swayed by the mob, when these freaks, these absolute disgusting subhuman freaks on the left can push you and make you say things that everyone knows not to be true. Hulk Hogan was not a bad guy. He was an icon. He was a legend. He was somebody that inspired millions. And you think because a bunch of whiny, mealy-mouthed freaks get their pennies in a bunch because of their own inferiority complex and own issues? And by the way, Joey, you also didn't take into account that a lot of people don't like Hulk Hogan because he endorsed Donald Trump. Because he helped Trump to get elected. Because if Hulk Hogan is endorsing Trump, well, suddenly it makes a lot less sense of, oh, Trump is Hitler. If, mainstream Hulk Hogan is coming out and saying that Trump is a good guy, I support Trump, that's also why a lot of these people hate him. It's bitterness. They have hate in their heart, and unfortunately, they tore you down with them. Now, if you make your next video dressed as Hulk Hogan and don't even say anything about Hulk Hogan, you don't have to mention Hulk Hogan. Just start your video without a word, dressed as Hulk Hogan, and don't even mention it. And do the video as normal, and then in the next video, just carry on as normal. If you did that, that would be phenomenal. It would be phenomenal. And it would be an apology without you having to say an apology to the people that actually matter, which are the people that are your fans, not the people that tried to destroy you for their own inferiority complex and their own issues. I'm telling you, Joey. I'm telling you. Make your next video. Start it dressed like Hulk Hogan. Maybe, I don't know, save it for Halloween. No, you kind of got to do it now. If you started your next video and you were dressed like the Hulkster and you just did your video as normal, oh my God. Oh my God. It would be amazing. Anyway, this is the video from Joey Swoll. This is what he has to say.
Love me or hate me, I am not going anywhere, and you are not going to cancel me. I just needed a few days to step back, to breathe, to get my mind right. And over those few days, I received thousands and thousands of messages from people telling me, do not quit. How much I help and inspire them, including messages giving me a good kick in the ass that I needed to get back up. So I am not quitting, and I am done apologizing. I'm going to continue making videos calling out bullies, being a voice for the people that can't defend themselves, and making the gym community and the world a better place, as I have done for years.
That sounds great and all, but Joey, what you have to understand is in a situation like this, you broke the trust. It wasn't your fans that did it, you did it. Because nothing that you did in honoring Hulk Hogan was wrong. But you said that it was wrong. To everyone. You made an apology that Hulk Hogan was a bad guy and that you should feel bad for liking Hulk Hogan because he's a bad guy. He wasn't a bad guy. Anyone who actually knew him knew that he was a good guy. Knew that he was somebody that actually cared about others. Did he do some terrible things? Yeah. But he apologized. He repented. He found Jesus. He was baptized. And the guy had spent his career helping others. Look at Diamond Dallas Page's video on Hulk Hogan. Look at Ric Flair's video on Hulk Hogan. Look at these legends and what they had to say about the Hulkster. Look at The Rock and what he had to say about Hogan. Or George Foreman. Or Mike Tyson. Or listen to Sylvester Stallone. You bent the knee to the mob. Now, that is, for many people, an unforgivable sin because it shows that you can be bent, you can be broken, and you can be made to say whatever lie these freaks come up with to make you say. And for a lot of people, that trust is going to take a long time to repair. But I'm telling you, the way that you do it, you make your next video dressed as Hulk Hogan and you don't say a fucking word. You don't acknowledge it. You don't say anything. You just dressed as the Hulkster and you make your video. Now, you probably won't do that because you've probably decided, well, I'm going to put this behind me. But here's the problem. There is no putting this behind you. And the reason is because you gave in to the bullies. You've always been an advocate against bullies, but you gave in to the bullies. You gave the bullies what they want. They asked for your lunch money and you said, here, take it. Sure, I'll throw Hulk Hogan under the bus. I'll betray my childhood icon to appeal to a bunch of insecure, mentally ill freaks. You caved to the bad guys. That's not something that you just recover from because you took a couple-day vacation. I'm not saying that dressing up as Hulk Hogan and just doing a video dressed as the Hulkster is going to immediately fix everything. But it at least would be a step in the right direction to show people that you're not going to be bullied, you're not going to be kowtowed, and that you acknowledge that there's nothing wrong with the Hulkster. Honoring Hulk Hogan, an American icon, an American legend. And by the way, even Asmongold understands this. And Asmongold is a left of center content creator. And even he looked at this and goes, yeah, that was pathetic. You know, so many people looked at what you did and recognized it for the pathetic sort of yellow-bellied, spineless behavior that it was. And you're not going to get out of it simply by pretending that it didn't happen. You have to face it head on like you do with bullies. When a bully comes at you and maybe you take a couple of beatings from them, you take a couple of poundings, you get back up and you knock them out. That's what you got to do. And in this case, the knocking out is coming back dressed as Hulk Hogan. As a homage and a tribute, you don't even have to say a word about the Hulkster. It would just signal to your audience that you understand that what you did was wrong, you understand that what you said was wrong, and that you're not going to be bullied by anyone. That would be the ultimate sign of doing that. I don't think you're going to do that because I think that you're too... Honestly, I think that you're too egotistical. I think that you're going to just double down and do the thing that a lot of people do. And that is to say, well, I'm just gonna bully through. I'm just gonna push right through, and not even address it. And it never works out well. It never works out well to do that. You know, it would have worked out like that if you would just ignore the whole thing in the first place. Like if you would just ignore the whole thing and not even addressed it, and yeah, that would have been fine. Not address the colored athletes remark, which by the way wasn't offensive. Black people don't actually find it offensive. That is their bitch-made coping mechanism. Because if they were that offended by the word colored, then they would demand that the NAACP change their name. They don't care about the name. They don't care about the word colored. It's all a tactic to get you to do what they want. Because their inferiority complex is partially satisfied when they get other people to do what they say. It's a feeling of power and control. And the way that you defeat that is by saying, no, I'm not going to do what you want. And you are pathetic for even suggesting it. That's it. Shame them and humiliate them for even daring to come before you and make such an asinine and ridiculous suggestion, as though there was any person on earth that thought that Joey Swoll had malicious intent for saying the word colored athlete. That is the most outrageous and ridiculous lie I've heard in the last 24 hours. I mean, come on. Absurd. Ridiculous. Hulk Hogan is a legend. Thankfully, today is Hulk Hogan Day, and Joey Swoll has decided to come back. And I'm telling you, Joey, you make your next video dressed as the Hulkster and you don't say a word. You just do your video as normal, and then you don't have to bring it up again. You don't have to dress as the Hulkster again. You just do it once, and that's it. I'm telling you, that would be the best thing for you. Otherwise, this is going to be something that follows you for a long time. I'm just telling you. Yeah, you don't get to just recover from this. You bent the knee to the mob. You bent the knee to some of the most evil, sadistic, deranged, pathetic people in the world. You bent the knee to the very people that were bullying Sydney Sweeney for being too white and having too blonde of eyes. Too blonde hair, too blue of eyes. That's eugenics. That's Nazi. That's the people that you bent the knee to. You bent the knee to some of the most pathetic, low IQ, angry at nothing other than the fact that they're not the queen that they thought they should be. Oh, why am I 40 and alone? Like, you bent the knee to some of the worst people in the world, and now everyone has to pay the consequence of it. The least you could do is dress up as Hulk Hogan and recognize that what you did was wrong. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, thanks for watching. I appreciate it. I'll see you next time.